So guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. So guys, there's some big news that we need to rattle through in the boxing world. And first big news is that Manny Pacquiao and Conor McGregor's showdown becomes a lot closer. Manny Pacquiao signed with Paradigm, which is apparently Conor McGregor's management team. So it looks like that fight is going to go ahead. Now, Conor McGregor is talking about fighting Dustin Poirier, saying that that's going to prepare him for a fight with Manny Pacquiao. How the hell that's going to prepare him for a fight with Manny Pacquiao, God knows. Maybe you guys can tell me, because how is an MMA fighter going to prepare him for a world champion fighter, one of the greatest boxers of all time? I don't know how that's gonna prepare him. So yeah, crazy. I think Conor McGregor's talking about fighting Dustin Poirier and then fighting Manny Pacquiao. Don't know how that's gonna work. When does Manny Pacquiao think of fighting Conor McGregor? I don't know. Is Manny Pacquiao gonna have a fight in boxing before he takes on Conor McGregor? The WBA have already said that if he fights Conor McGregor, they're thinking about stripping him. Because they probably want the welterweight division or someone else to fight for that. Does that mean that belt becomes vacant? Who's going to fight for that belt? You know, a lot can happen, a lot can happen, because who's going to fight for the WBA belt? Very intriguing, very, very intriguing what happens with the WBA. Will a guy get an opportunity someone get an opportunity to become world champion that, if Manny Pacquiao goes on to fight McGregor, Pacquiao strip, who may get an opportunity, who may get an opportunity in the welterweight division to fight for that belt. There's Porter, that's not a world champion. Thurman's out there, not world champion. Garcia's going to fight Spencer, that's tied up. Who could potentially get an opportunity? Could we get a Porter Thurman for a WBA title if Pacquiao stripped? Who knows? That's going to hot up. Who knows? But it's intriguing times. Obviously, I think the Pacquiao-McGregor fight will go ahead. I just think that is there a chance that both guys may fight before they fight one another? I don't know. I don't know. Because let's be honest, whether the belt's on the line for the McGregor fight, it doesn't really matter. I think McGregor might want a belt on the line, even though McGregor has no shot of beating Manny Pacquiao. So whether it's on the line or not, McGregor's not going to beat Pacquiao. So I think it's going to be irrelevant whether the belt's on the line or not. I just think McGregor might think, I fought for a world title. But that would be a joke. There's certain fighters that, never able to fight for a world title that are much better than Conor McGregor. So I think it would be a kick in the teeth of all the boxers, that I've tried in the past. So I don't think it should be for a world title, because I don't think McGregor's earned the right to fight for a world title. I think if they want to do the exhibition for money, that's another thing. But I don't think it should be for a world title on the line. Not that McGregor's going to beat Pacquiao anyway, but it's just the fact that I don't think he's earned a shot to fight for a boxing world title. Like I said, there's fighters 10 times better than Conor McGregor, boxers 10 times better than McGregor that never got a shot to fight for a world title. So why does McGregor deserve to fight for a world title? So I think it would be crazy if they make that fight for a world title. But who knows in this crazy world of boxing. But yeah, I think that looks like that fight may go down. Maybe summer next year if they're both having a fight in between. Or I know McGregor's thinking about having a fight in between. So are we looking at next year, 2021? Is Pacquiao? What's Pacquiao? I've not really heard anything from Pacquiao. Don't know what he's doing. Don't know what where his mindset at. Is he gonna fight again? What's Pacquiao doing? Because I haven't heard anything from him. Not heard a peep from Pacquiao. So I'm thinking, what's going on with Manny Pacquiao? Because I think there's a lot of people that want to see Manny back in the ring. Also, he is a champion right now. So it's not like the division is on a halt until he makes a decision as well. Because We want to see an undisputed champion, and Manny Pacquiao is a key part to the jigsaw puzzle because he's a WBA world champion. So I want to see what happens with that. Is he going to fight a boxer next? I think he may fight a boxer just so he doesn't get stripped, so we can have the McGregor fight. Then who knows? Then he may tee up in 2000. But he's getting older. He's getting older. This pandemic for Pacquiao wasn't great because he's getting older. I thought this would be the final year of him in boxing, 2021. I thought 2020 would be a year where he fights a Mikey or Mikey or Amir Khan or someone like that, and then he would have jumped into like a fight with Errol Spence or Crawford, and you know, for all the marbles. That's what I thought it would happen in early 2021, and he just call it a day. But that seems like that's gone back now, and now there's talks of him fighting McGregor. So God knows what's going on. God knows what's going on in Manny Pacquiao's mind. God knows what's going on behind the scenes. He's a promoter, he's a politician, he's got a lot of things on his mind right now, Manny Pacquiao, so I don't know what's going to happen. But it does look like eventually he will fight Conor McGregor. You know, there's some boxing fans that are happy with it, some boxing fans that are displeased, but I think Manny Pacquiao's done enough in the game. I think he's earned the right to make a few more quid before he, you know, hangs up his gloves. But that's just my part one. And I now talk about Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. That fight's off. Fury Wilder is no longer going to be happening. Apparently, Bob Arum said the contract has expired for that showdown, which is actually really good for the boxing fans, because I think a lot of boxing fans didn't want to see that third fight. I think they thought the second fight was quite conclusive. Fury battered him. And really, Deontay Wilder didn't really do much in that second fight to really say that the third fight's going to be any different. It was quite conclusive. It was quite definitive, really. And I just don't know what Deontay Wilder could do in the third fight. So a lot of people thought the third fight would be a dead rubber anyway. So this news is good in the sense that Fury's going to have a fight in December. Joshua's going to fight in December. Maybe they can get it on early 2021, spring 2021, or maybe summer. I just think that, you know, the Wilder fight is a fight that nobody really wanted the third time. I wouldn't have minded seeing it, but I think I would just want... I think Fury's going to fight in December. I would have preferred him to fight Wilder than fight whoever he's probably going to fight, if I'm honest with you, because it's not going to be a great opponent. So I would have preferred him to see a Wilder fight than what he's going to fight in December. But it's not going to be Wilder now. Apparently that contract has expired. And one must say, what does that mean for Deontay Wilder? What does that mean for Wilder? Is that him done? There's many people that think that Wilder done. I don't think so. I think Wilder will come back. I actually think this is worked out in favor of Wilder, because I don't think Wilder would have won the third fight. I think it would have been very difficult for him, how mentally he was damaged. I think it gives him time to recover from that mentally and physically, and maybe have one or two fights before he jumps in, because I think Fury's going to beat Joshua. So I think Fury's going to be the last man standing. So I think for Deontay Wilder to get back to where he was, he's going to have to go through Fury. So it gives him a bit of time. We all know that Deontay Wilder had a bicep injury. The other thing that makes me think that Deontay Wilder's team probably think, you know what, let's eat this out. Let this carry on. We'll have a few tune-up fights in between. Let Joshua and Fury fight it out. And then after that, because that's going to take maybe a year and a half, then Deontay Wilder can jump in and fight the winner of Fury Joshua, because Deontay Wilder will still be a big draw regardless. Unless he doesn't start losing, you know, he'll be a big draw regardless, and people would want to see him regardless because of his KO power, what he brings. So Fury Wilder or Joshua Wilder will always be a big fight. I do think I really want to see Joshua Wilder. I really want to see that fight. I think it's a dynamite fight, and I think it's a 50-50. I think it's a great fight. I think I would love to see that fight, but I'm not sure that fight will ever happen now. Because if Fury beats Joshua, right, and which I think, I expect Fury to beat Joshua, or I think Fury will beat Joshua. What does that do for Deontay Wilder, Joshua? Would those two fight without a belt? I don't know. I think there was a great time for that fight to happen, and unfortunately that fight just didn't take place. And I don't think we'll ever get to see that fight now, because I don't think Deontay Wilder is going to get back to that place. And I think Joshua will stay champion. And I don't even know if Joshua holds on to those belts before he fights Fury, because if he has to fight Alexander Usyk, then I think Usyk could beat Joshua. So we may not even get Fury Joshua, you know what I mean? I am skeptical about that fight. And let's not forget, Fury's got to get through whoever he's got to get through in December. And Joshua's got to get through Pulev. Then he may have another mandatory to deal with in Usyk. So I do think there's a few issues and a few hurdles to overcome. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. But the big news is that Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury has been called off. And Tyson Fury will not be fighting Deontay Wilder in the trilogy. And he will be fighting somebody else. This means that the Joshua fight comes closer. So I want to talk about Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko. I'll do a video on this, you know, probably in another 1 or 2 days time as well, just because it'll be nearer the fight. But I think I'm really excited. I'm really excited about Lomachenko Lopez. It's on, you know, I think it's on Fight TV in the UK. We get it for about 10 quid, which is really worth it. If I'm honest with you, 10 quid for a dynamite fight like that, for the undisputed lightweight title. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a cracker. You know, I have said all along that, you know, I think Lomachenko's going to win this fight. But, you know, as the fight's getting closer and you're seeing the father of Teofimo and Teofimo himself oozing confidence, makes you think the guy's got power. He's bigger than Lomachenko. He's strong. But I just think Lomachenko's a master. I think Lomachenko's going to outbox him. But, again, you never know. You know, Teofimo's very confident. He punches hard. And a lot of people are looking forward to this fight. I'm really, really excited for Lopez Lomachenko. I can't explain. I'm not going to do a prediction for it now. I'm going to give you a prediction in about 2 days' time. But I can't wait. I can't wait for this. I think it's going to be a cracker of a fight. I think, you know, it's crept up on me. You know, it's kind of one of them where it's just, I didn't even know it was this week. I didn't know the fight was this week. Someone, I think I saw a clip and then it said October 18th, and I was like, wow. I didn't expect it. I didn't think this fight was October. I thought it was in October, but I didn't know it was this week. And it's probably one of them where time's moving really quick, and you don't even realize that, you know, the October 18th is already here. So yeah, it's gonna be, listen, man, it's gonna be a great fight. I think it's, I would say, before I was probably thinking it's like a 75-25, but actually now it's probably gone about 65-35. I think Lopez's confidence is you know, making me feel that he won't shot me if he pulls it off. He's a big puncher. He won the title in impressive fashion against Comey. And he's young, he's fresh, and he's got a long career. If he wins this and becomes the undisputed lightweight title, he's a superstar. His career goes to the next level. His career goes off and takes off to the next level. Like he skyrockets. He's the next pay-per-view star for Top Rank. You know, and for me, there's something that inside of me thinks that Bob Arum might not mind if Teofimo wins this, because he may think that he's just got a pay-per-view star. Because one thing we know about Lomachenko, he's not a pay-per-view star, and Lomachenko is coming towards the end. He's in his you know, he's in the twilight of his career, you know. Although he's still brilliant and still good, he's still at the end now. Whereas Teofimo's young, he's still fresh, he's still in the, you know, I don't even know if he's reached his prime yet. So if Lopez pulls this off, he becomes a massive pay-per-view superstar potentially. He becomes a cash cow for Bob Arum. So, and he's young and he's got many years ahead. So listen, I think Bob Arum's in a great position, because if Teofimo does pull off the upset, then, you know, Teofimo becomes a superstar and a potential cash cow for Bob Arum. And if Lomachenko wins, Lomachenko's Lomachenko. But I do think this is a lot closer now than what I first initially thought. I think it's going to be an epic fight, and a fight that, you know, if you're a hardcore boxing fan, you're just not going to miss this. You're going to be up watching this because it's a dynamite fight. Dynamite fight. But I can't wait. I'll be giving a prediction on this in a couple of days, so stay tuned and leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And guys, make sure to please like the videos. It really helps the algorithm. Like the videos, leave a comment. And guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.